Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. All right, so last Wednesday, today is Taco Tuesday, I had my meniscus operated on. We're 6 days in. Today, I'm going to be going to therapy in about an hour and a half. Fortunately, originally they had my first appointment scheduled for the 7th, um, but they had a cancellation, so they're getting me in earlier. The doctor originally said he wanted me to start therapy 3 to 5 days. A lot of people have been giving me some grief because they're like, "Oh, the doctor told you to stay off the leg." Actually, he didn't say that. They want you to actually move around because they don't want the blood and the swelling and stuff to just sit there. And the less that you move around, atrophy starts to set in 2 days. Within 2 days, you start losing that muscle strength. Um, I have actually, been icing it. I've been taking the Motrin, excuse me, not Motrin, ibuprofen for a while, but I actually have not had any pain. Surprisingly, I have not had any pain. Things that I've noticed thus far is the stability of it has actually been better. And quite frankly, I'm wondering if I've had this meniscus tear since about 2004, or at least part of it. The reason I say that is back, I think, 2004, I was at a company picnic with my wife, and we were playing volleyball in sand at this park. And you know, the old athlete in you always thinks that you still can play and do things. And I'm running and jumping around like a crazy man and stuff. But after that, my knee started feeling kind of funny. And it always felt like I was dragging my leg when I walked. It was like somebody had like an elastic band, and every time I would take a step, it would be like something was pulling it or holding it back. And I wonder if I had part of the tear back then and just, it never showed up in x rays. Because what I've found is since the surgery, a couple days afterwards, I'm able to do some things that I couldn't do before. The reason this knee is so bad is because I've always had to lean on this one. I couldn't stand up straight because this leg just wouldn't allow it. And hence, I leaned on this one to the point where it's beginning to turn and the bones, the outer bones, are rubbing together. I can now lean on this leg, and it's kind of strange because my whole body's like, "Yo, what you doing? You usually lean to the left. You never lean to the right." Um, and tomorrow I go back to see the doctor. So um, take a look at it. The thing that is surprising is I've got stitches right here and stitch right there where they went in. I have ugly legs, okay? Believe me, I was burned too, by the way, back in '98. So that leg is skin grafted. They're ugly. I get it. But I have no swelling in there at all. And as far as movement goes, I can move better than before. And this is 6 days before even having physical therapy. So for me, it's still kind of crazy. Let me step back a little bit here, see if you can see. But before, I would always have to lean this way because this leg would always bother me. But now I could cold chill after surgery with no pain whatsoever, um, which is great because this one is like, when the doctor looks at you and says, "I got nothing to work with there." He's like, when the doctor basically says, "It's effed up, but we need you to try and make it until you're 60 because you're going to wear out the knee joint." And the thing about it for me is because I do so much construction work and things, and I have the keloid skin, the biggest part of the healing is not so much the bone getting cut off in the new metal pieces. The problem is the scar from where they go in and cut it open because they'll cut through. Here's where it's kind of crazy because this was '94 when I had the original cut for the flesh-eating bacteria where they cut it open. This is still a hump scar. And when I have a lot of tile work or work and stuff I have to do, this will raise up and become a problem. So we'll see how therapy goes. All right, so this is the first time I've been in my truck for a week. I have not been driving anywhere for a while, although I dare say getting in and out of the truck was probably the easiest. Well, I've only gotten in, haven't gotten out yet. The easiest it's been for a while. So it may be that my knee issues have been a lot of my issues. What'll be interesting is typically after I've been sitting for a while in my truck and stuff, getting out and taking those first couple of steps are usually difficult. So we'll see when I get there how it'll be and how our workout's gonna go. Well, this was interesting. Just finished physical therapy. You know, you go in, fill out the paperwork, and sign all the sheets and stuff. And, you know, you're waiting for my therapist to come in. Brittany, real nice lady. She said we have to do an exam first to see where you are and things. And, you know, start the process of getting you back on your feet. I'm sitting in the lobby here. And she says, "Where's your crutches?" I said, "I don't have any. They're at home." I said, "Okay." She said, "Can you get to the exam room?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." So I stand up and I walk, get in the exam room, sit down on the chair, and she said, "Where's your knee brace?" I said, "I don't have one." She said, "They didn't put a brace on your knee after the surgery?" I said, "No." I said, "After the surgery, they put gauze on it, and then they put two like ace bandages wrapped up on it." And I said, I walked out of the hospital with my wife to the car. I don't know, actually. Wheelchair. No, it was a wheelchair. I think I was still dazed and confused at that point. Actually, I don't really remember getting into the car. But I remember doing a video where my wife brought me some tomato soup, some delicious tomato soup. And I was upstairs laying down on the bed and doing a video and walking around and not feeling any pain, but that was actually the pain meds that were still from the surgery because it hurt like a mother humper the next day. The next day, I was actually on crutches. And she's looking kind of puzzled. She said, "They must have the dates wrong." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You didn't have surgery last week. You couldn't have had surgery last week. You said you had surgery on your meniscus, meniscus, whatever." I was like, "Yeah, last Wednesday, 6 days ago." She's like, "You are way ahead of where you should be." I said, "How far ahead?" I said, "If you didn't know that I had surgery last week, when would you have thought?" She said, "I would think at least a month out." She said, "I have people who have had the same surgery as you did that it's been a month and they've been coming to therapy and they're not moving as much as you are." So she does the exam. Again, this knee, believe it or not, that I had worked on is actually the stronger knee of the two. So she starts doing the exam. And I remember when I had my ACL surgery, going to therapy the first time. They did all the work. They pulled out the heating pad. They had ice on it and everything else. And they kept stretching it and moving it and everything else. And the therapist said, "You're not leaving here until we get you to 90 degrees. And I was like 82, and he finally just went, and it was like somebody shot me in the knee because it hurt like hell. So she pulls out the protractor to measure this, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And she measures it, and I've got 128 degrees. She does the other knee, she only gets 121. She's just like, wow. So she does the whole exam. She has me do some squats and some walking and things like that. And she shows me a bunch of the exercises and things and says, well, she's like, I can give you a whole bunch of exercises to do. She said, one of your problems are you pronate so bad that your feet just like that, and it's putting more pressure on the inside of your knees. She said, I want to make sure that you do these exercises to strengthen the feet, because that'll help to align it, take some of the pressure off. You know, the knee bone's connected to the ankle bone, the ankle bone's connected to the foot bone. So we'll do that. And she said, basically, she said, you know, say once a week and see if we can try and strengthen your quads and stuff to help them take over. She's like, but wow. She's like, you know, what pain meds are you taking? It's like, I haven't taken a pain pill in like 3 days. She's like, there's no pain? I'm like, no. I said, no. I said, there was so much pain before. It might be pain, and I just don't, it's not registering because it's not the same as it used to be. So, there we go. Tomorrow I go see the doctor and see what he has to say, and find out exactly what it was that he did. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you later, because you know there's going to be news about the Dallas Cowboys.